5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All systems go with Josh Appelbaum starts now.
Hello and welcome to episode 502 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. I am your host, Josh Appelbaum. What's going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday. It's officially hump day, guys. That means we are halfway through our work week and also almost done with the month of April. That's right. We got today, we got tomorrow, and then boom, month of May, and then really spring starts to feel a little bit like summer, guys. So get ready to continue to grind Major League Baseball. And again, waiting for some of these Game 7s to pop. Could have a couple upcoming here in both NBA and the NHL. My Celtics like to play with their food. Instead of closing people out, they lose as, what were they, like a 14-point favorite or 10-point favorite yesterday. And then I will say my Bruins stayed alive unbelievably, guys. I put my 5-week-old daughter in a onesie, and we watched the game together. And she was kind of fussing, crying much of the night. And then third period into overtime, she quietly sat on my chest. We watched the game together. David Pastrnak on a breakaway scores, and the Bruins stay alive. So that was the highlight of my night last night, guys. But either way, seeing if we can finish up the month of April on a hot note here before we steam into the month of May. And if the Bruins winning was the highlight for me as a Bruins fan, the rest of it wasn't too great. 0-3 yesterday, minus 3 units. And sometimes this is going to happen in baseball where just the teams you bet on don't show up for you, because you look at the Twins losing 7-1 against Seattle. Good sharp line move, got some plus money. With a really good rhythm edge and sharp mush edge. They had a 1-0 lead going into the 6th. You're feeling pretty decent. They give up 7 runs, lose 7-1. My Red Sox, another sharp line move. They lose 3-0, couldn't do absolutely anything offensively against Trey Savage, so that was annoying. And then the other one that was frustrating was Tampa Bay Rays, because Cleveland, flip it the other way. We're on Cleveland, but Tampa Bay won 1-0, and the annoying part of that game was that the Guardians had so many chances to tie the game or take the lead. 8th inning, they had bases loaded. I think it was either nobody out or 1 out, and couldn't get a run across. And even they had bases loaded with 2 outs with Jose Ramirez at bat, and he hit one pretty good to center field. And I'm like, here we go, grand slam. Again, dies on the warning track. So again, losing some games where we're up or battling or just couldn't get the run across. Again, it's a very, very long season with baseball. You're going to have those 0-3 nights where things don't go your way. But the key is not to overreact. It doesn't mean we're going to double, triple down, bet 10 games, try to get it all back tonight. Nope. It also doesn't mean that we're going to say, hey, this baseball thing's ridiculous, throw our hands up and quit and not play any games. We're just going to stick to the model, stick to the blueprint with the back of our mind, knowing that it's a long season. There's ups and downs. And just as there are games when, everything goes our way, there are games when nothing goes your way. So that's why we flat bet. That's why we bet to risk, not bet to win. That's why we limit our bet size instead of betting too many games, then really getting yourself into trouble. Now, with that being said, I got a 3-pack for you tonight. I got a dog. I got 2 favorites, all 3 of which, or 2 of the 3 have really good sharp mush edges, and then 2 of the 3 also have really good rhythm Green Star recommended plays as well. So we're going to see if we can get 2 out of 3, get back on track, and produce a winning night. So with that being said, let's waste no more time and get right into it. First one on the board for me, let's go to a 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time first pitch. I'm looking at a matchup here between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, let's set the stage, talk splits, line move system matches. I'll give you my play for this one. So, Cardinals come in 16-13 on the year. They won the first 2 games of this 4-game series. They broke my heart, and maybe your heart too, in the opener, because I had Pittsburgh in that game. They're up 2-0 in the 9th, gave up 4 runs. It's always funny. You always remember the ones you lose. The ones you win, sometimes they just come and go. But anyway, won that first game 4-2 as a plus 100 road dog. They won again yesterday 11-7 as a plus 130 road dog. Now, pitching matchup here for tonight. The Cards are going at the righty Andre Palante, who is 2-2 with a 4.26 ERA. Meanwhile, the Pirates, who are 16-14, they're going to go with the righty Bubba Chandler. He's 1-2 with a 4.88 ERA. Now, what have we seen across the market here? Well, this game opened with Pittsburgh listed as high as a minus 150 home favorite. St. Louis around a plus 130 road dog. And before you even get to the line moves, the splits, the system matches, all that kind of stuff, what would the thought be here? It's a 4-game set. St. Louis has won the first 2. Gambler's Fallacy would say Pittsburgh's got to win tonight, right? Because they're at home, they're favored. There's no way St. Louis can win 3 straight on the road. Well, that's what Gambler's Fallacy says. Gambler's Fallacy is basically one thing happens at a high rate, that means it's bound to happen at a less or lower rate moving forward. And I always give the example of the roulette wheel. You go to the roulette wheel in Vegas or wherever casino you go to, it lands on black 5 times in a row. Chances are everyone's going to bet red the next spin because they think it's got to be red. It's due. Basically, you think of Gambler's Fallacy as something being due. But remember, every spin at the roulette wheel, every game in an athletic contest, it's a one-off. It's not specifically tied to what happened previously or what's going to happen tomorrow. It's that one game that night. So public is saying it's got to be the Pirates tonight. Again, they've lost the first 2. They're at home. They got to win this one. So 60% of moneyline bets at DraftKings are going with the Pirates. However, even though the Pirates are getting nearly 2/3 of bets, the Pirates didn't go up from -150 to -160. Nope, the line's gone the other way. It's absolutely tanked, really plummeted here. Pittsburgh went from -150 now all the way down to -125. Some books I'm even seeing get down to -120. So let's ask ourselves, if the majority of tickets are on Pittsburgh and they open -150, why are the odds makers saying, oh, you like 150? Here, I'll give you -125. Why are the odds makers giving the public a better, cheaper price when they're already playing Pittsburgh to begin with? It tells us that we have a classic reverse line move RLM play when the betting line goes away from the popular side Pittsburgh toward the unpopular side St. Louis. That tells me smart money is taking a shot once again on the Cardinals here, going from around +130 now all the way down to around +105. Now, you look at the splits, look pretty good on the Cardinals at DK, 40% bets, 50% dollars. But I really like this split at Circa out in Vegas, 43% moneyline bets, 95% moneyline dollars. So a big low bets, higher dollar split on St. Louis with from the wise guys in the desert. Then we look at St. Louis as a betting system value play in terms of a divisional dog. So both these teams are NL Central. Divisional dog, built-in familiarity, levels the playing field, benefits the team, getting some plus money. And then also a dog high total. Total in this game is 8.5. A lot of books are actually juiced to the over, 8.5 over, around -115 or so. So more expected runs scored, more variance, more upset opportunities. Then we look at these pitchers a little bit. Palante has a 2.70 ERA on the road. He's got a 5.28 ERA at home. Well, he's on the road tonight, pitching for the Cards. Pirates, meanwhile, in Bubba Chandler's last 4 starts, they're 1-3, and he has posted a 5.95 ERA in those last 4 starts. He's given up 13 earned runs and 19.2 innings pitched. So Palante's been good on the road. Pittsburgh has struggled, 1-3 in Chandler's last 4, and he hasn't pitched great. ERA nearly of 6. The Cardinals also, you might have thought about this. Oh man, they seem to cash a lot as a dog. Well, you're right if you think that. Cardinals are 15-12. That's a 56% win rate with an 18% ROI as a dog this year. That makes them the 4th most profitable underdog team in Major League Baseball. So Gambler's Fallacy says Pittsburgh's got to win tonight, but I got to follow the sharp money guys here. Guys, it's really dropping away from Pittsburgh towards St. Louis. There's also 3 rhythm recommendations, all on St. Louis. And we also have a 5% sharp mush edge. Nothing huge, but 5% in a positive direction from our friends at Juice Reel, telling us the bigger, sharper wagers also going with St. Louis. So you add it all up here, guys. Taking a shot on the Cardinals. Now, I was able to get Cardinals plus 116 at Ballybet. Shop around looks like around plus 109, plus 105 at some other shops across the market is your best price. But let's see if the St. Louis Cardinals can bark for us. Again, we'll split the difference, call it around plus 110. Next one for you. This team fired their manager. They won the first game. Let's see if they can win again here tonight. Sorry, by the way, my allergies also hurting me, so hope I'm not too sniffly out there. Anyway, San Francisco Giants at the Philadelphia Phillies. Another 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time first pitch. So make sure you got one game on the TV, one game on the iPad, or however you want to do it. I think there's a new episode of The Valley, my wife's favorite show tonight. So probably means I'll have the phone and my tablet on the games tonight, because The Valley, which is one of the most terrible but addictive reality TV shows, that'll get the main screen, at least in my household. Anyway, Phillies come in 10-19, had a terrible start to the year, fired their head coach, manager Thompson, and they have now Don Mattingly as their manager, and they won last night 7-0 over the Giants, easily covering and winning as a -160 home favorite. Cover the run line, of course, as well. Rematch for tonight, the G-Men, who are 13-16 on the year. They're going with the ready Logan Webb, 2-3, 4.86 ERA this year. Phil's, meanwhile, going with their lefty ace, Christopher Sanchez, the big, tall Gumby. He's 2-2 with a 2.94 ERA. So what have you seen across the market here? Well, this game opened Phillies around a minus 135 home favorite. San Fran around a plus 115 road dog. And wise guys, they're riding the Phils and their new coach. Because we've seen this line move further toward Philadelphia. Minus 135, now up to minus 145. At DraftKings, pretty good split on the Phils. 76% of money line bets, 84% of money line dollars. So good low bets, higher dollar, Pro and Joe split in their favor. Tells us big money here going with Philadelphia. Also, seen a lot of money come in on the Phils run line. Now, I just took Philly to win the game minus 140 at Caesars. Shop around because some books are minus 145. But minus 1.5 at plus 155. Pretty good payout if they can win by 2 or more. Philly's getting 58% of spread bets, 90% of spread dollars at DK. Then some system matches. Classic non-division favorite, so lack of familiarity, benefiting, quote-unquote, the better team. But you also have a system play here. Non-division home favorites off a win, who are minus 150 or less, with line movement in their favor. The Phils would match, of course, based on the parameters of the game. That system is 126 and 83, 60% win rate, 7% ROI since 2025. Here's another angle. When both teams are below 500, take the home favorite off a win. At home, got the crowd, last at bat, favorite, you're expected to win, you're off a win, you got some momentum. That system is 96 and 58, 62% with a 2% ROI since the start of last year. Philly would also have some correlative betting value, favorite low total. So very low total in this one of 7. So fewer amount of expected runs scored, more likely to come from, quote-unquote, that better team. And also, Sanchez has been really good at home this year. Knock on wood, but he's 2-1 with a 1.16 ERA at home. So you have a line move toward Philly. Hopefully, their new coach, Sugar High Bump, will take effect here tonight as well. And then also, I noticed 3 rhythm system plays recommendations all lining up on the Phils tonight. So took a shot on this line move, non-division favorite, favorite low total. I got the Phils minus 140 at Caesars. Last bet of the night. Let's go to the Brew Crew in old Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 7:40 p.m. Eastern Time, first pitch. Milwaukee Brewers hosting the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, looking at this matchup here, we did see the Brewers, who are 15-13, win last night's opener 13-2. Came through as a minus 135 home favorite. Pitching matchup for tonight, the Diamondbacks, who are 15-13, same record. They're going to go with the lefty Eduardo Rodriguez, 2-0, 2.89 ERA. Brewers, meanwhile, are going to counter with the righty Brandon Sproat, who's 0-1 with a 6.45 ERA. So what have we seen across the market here? Well, this game opened Milwaukee, listed as a minus 115 home favorite. Arizona around a minus 105 road dog. And if you paid attention to the pitching matchup, Erod's 2-0, 2.89 ERA. Brandon Sproat, you may have never heard of this guy. He's got an ERA of 6.45. Milwaukee is a short minus 115 home favorite. Wouldn't you assume, maybe Sharps would jump on Arizona because, hey, they got the better pitcher based on the numbers on the bump? Well, actually, the opposite's happened. This line has gone further toward Milwaukee. Milwaukee's gone from minus 115 now up to minus 125. Some shops as high as minus 130. So that tells me we have almost like a fade the trendy dog, fishy type line move in favor of the guy with the higher ERA, which is a fishy move that I want to get behind and not fade. Now, you look at Circa, only about 50% tickets, but nearly 60% of the money is on Milwaukee. So it tells us the bigger, sharper wagers also going with the Brew Crew. Now, I played Milwaukee minus 125 at BetMGM, but once again, just want to highlight the fact that Milwaukee's also getting a lot of run line action to win by 2 or more. They're minus 1.5 at plus 160, getting over 90% of money line or spread bets and dollars at Circa. Another system match, same one that just matched on Philly. Non-division home favorite off a win, minus 150 or less with a line move. 126 and 83, 60%, 7% ROI since the start of last year. Milwaukee's bats been more productive. I know Christian Yelich is still hurt, but they have a 333 on-base percentage. They've scored 145 runs. Arizona's got a 308 on-base percentage, only scored 134 runs. Next, we got a little home road split in favor of Milwaukee, 9-7 at home. D-backs, 6-7 on the road. So kind of fishy. The line's going to Sproat, even though his numbers are way worse than Erod. A 12% sharp mush edge on Milwaukee from Juice Reel, and 3 rhythm system matches, all on Milwaukee, one of which is a Green Star Smart Signal recommended play. So the AI model seems to really like Milwaukee here. So you add it all up, I'm taking the Brew Crew. Let's make some beer, minus 125. So St. Louis as a dog, Philly and Milwaukee, relatively modest favorites. Let's try to go 2-1, eke out a winning night, and get back on track. So that about does it for episode 502 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. This is the part of the pod, of course, where we wrap things up. And I always start first by saying thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for grinding in the arena with me. It's always nice when we got 3-0 sweeps, but even when we go 0-3, every day we wake up with a positive attitude, realistic expectations, trying to grind out as many winning days as possible. And I always want to thank you guys for tuning in and listening. So if you do enjoy the pod, you enjoy the insights, maybe you've picked up a couple good tips along the way from listening, please, could you give this podcast a 5-star review on Spotify or iTunes? Leave a nice comment if you feel so inclined, rate and review. Recommend the pod to a friend, as well as click the follow button or retweet the pod when I put it out on Twitter at Josh_insights. Any or all of those things will be very much appreciated. Next, if you enjoy this style of sports betting breakdown, data-driven, sharp contrarian betting, focusing on line movement, bet split, system matches, taking a contrarian approach, consulting the AI models and predictions, trying to make bets with our head and not our heart. If this style of betting has appealed to you, you want to learn more about data-driven betting, or maybe you have someone in your life who could use some data-driven tips, then I would love for you to go to Amazon.com and type in the Everything Guide to Sports Betting or the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook. They are both books that I've written that I'm very proud of, and I'll be honest with you guys, I'm thinking about MLB, making my third book about Major League Baseball, which would be probably a 2 to 3 year project that I'm thinking about getting off the ground right now. It's either MLB or college basketball for me next. But either way, if you want to grab a copy of the Everything Guide to Sports Betting or the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook for someone's birthday, Mother's Day is coming up, Father's Day, whatever the case may be, you would make my day, and then you'd also give some good knowledge to that person out there who could use some data-driven tips. And then once you do that, bring the books to the sports book. I'll sign them for you. I'll buy you a beer or a ginger ale. We'll get some bratwurst and sweat the Brew Crew, among others, here tonight. And I'll give you I'll sign them for you, of course, and buy you a drink. Next, have you downloaded Rhythm and Juice Reel yet? My 2 favorite sports betting apps. They help me win. They're going to help you win because they're all about the data. Rhythm is great for their AI-backed models and predictions for game bets and player props. Reminder, today's Wednesday, so tomorrow is Thursday. That means we have our Rhythm Rundown live stream, myself, my buddy Kate Harper. It'll be 6 p.m. Eastern time, streamed live on Twitter. So hope to see you guys there. And then, of course, Juice Reel. So many great features of Juice Reel. You can sync up your sports books, get a running report card of your action. You can get the Robo Jackson best bet picks, the Sharp Mush indicators, the arbitrage plays, the shop for the best line futures. And then, of course, you can also support the pod by getting the All Systems Go best bet picks from Juice Reel. It's going to cost you $4.99 a week, a big fat $5 bill to get all the plays earlier in the day. And again, I consider it a tip jar. If you enjoy the insights, this pod is free. Go sign up and get those best bets. I'd appreciate it. But download Rhythm, download Juice Reel, give them both a 5-star review in the App Store. Next, do you have a live odds page? If you don't have one, you need one. A live odds page is such an important tool that data-driven bettors, they got to have, because you got to be able to get access to the betting market and track the betting market. These lines are always moving. They're coming up. They're going up and down. You got to be able to track the market, figure out, okay, what games are available to bet on today. I need start times, live scoring, live in-game wagering odds. But a lot of the work I'm going to do during the day to figure out who I'm going to bet on, you use the live odds page to figure that out. So comparing the open column to the current odds, quickly seeing which direction the line has moved, pulling up the line history, shopping for the best price, identifying steam when odds get lit up in red. It's all available to you with Odds Logic. So if you ever want to give it a shot, it's a great live odds page. I use it every day. Use this special link, oddslogic.com/Josh123. That's going to give you a 7-day free trial and 50% off your first month of service. So that about does it for episode 502 of the ASG pod. As always, guys, 2 final thoughts. 1, whether I see you at the Borgata in Atlantic City, Twin River in Rhode Island, the Brook in New Hampshire, Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun down in Connecticut, at the Encore in Boston, Plainridge Park Casino, MGM Springfield, or the Nash in my neck of the woods on the border of Massachusetts and Nashua, New Hampshire, or out in the desert where the true grinders get down, where Billy Walters sends his number runners, where the lowest juice possible is found at the South Point, wherever it may be, you're going to walk up to me. Oh, of course, I forgot. Jumping in the stadium swim pool when you cash a big ticket at Circa. You're going to walk up to me. We're just going to rip those tickets up last night. Twins, Red Sox, Cleveland. Pathetic. See if we can get back on track here for tonight. Because that's life. That's betting. Sometimes you have good days. Sometimes you have bad days. Sometimes everything goes your way. Sometimes nothing goes your way. But we just got to stick with it and continue to play the system matches. So as always, guys, we are looking for games that are fitting our model against the public, with the house, with the pros, flat bet, avoid parlays, and get that CLV. If we can do that, we're going to be successful sports bettors in the end. So hope everyone has a great Wednesday night. See if we can cash some tickets here. Go Cards, go Phils, go Brew Crew. And I'll be right back at it tomorrow for episode 503 on a big thirsty Thursday of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. Good luck, everybody, and have a great Wednesday night.